live Google accounts just before the holidays, and you could record the process and you'll have it there, and obviously whatever changes we make, they'll be there, they'll be left. So this is a cool thing that you can do in Google, that it really, really does make the platform very lucrative, because you can see where you've spent money and then determine where you want to continue and where you want to stop. So we typically optimize based on products, keywords, locations, and devices. So in the early stages, it's difficult to optimize on anything much more than keywords, because you need to get a pattern of sales, like 10, 15, 20 sales, to really start optimizing by devices, and probably more like 50 sales or 40 or 50 sales till you start optimizing by location. But when you do, right, we can look at this scenario, and this is an account of a client that I got into at a live event, and I did some screenshots after what we did, when we saw them at the next live event, when we saw the changes. So this is a client that said, I have a max cost per conversion of $120. If I spend more than $120, I lose money. So you see on 82 conversions, his average cost per conversion was $134. And just again for lingo, guys, conversions we always say is sales. You converted a visitor into sales, so we can say sales. But since it says conversions, that's the term I'm going to use. So it was costing you $134 of advertising to make a sale, and $82, and he over the course of 82 sales, 82 conversions. So why keep losing money? There's no need for it. So step one, we had to click on the campaign name. Step two, we clicked on the ad group name. And step three is we start to look at keywords that are performing poorly. Now I took out the keywords here. So on the left here, guys, this is the data, but further to the left, that would have been all sorts of keywords, search queries that generated by Google, would have been all sorts of products related to this particular client's product. He didn't want me to show his products and the keywords that he was doing well on and the keywords that he wasn't doing well on. So this is the relevant data. All we can say is that, if you've got a profit margin of $120 and you've got keywords where you've made conversions on, but it's $133, you see this first keyword that's generated the most of his sales, he's generating sales at $118 per sale. He's making profit on that keyword, but he's not making a lot of profit. He's making profit, but this one he's losing money, right? This one he's making profit. This one he's losing money. This one he's actually losing quite a bit of money. This one, look at this cost per conversion is $0 because he spent $863 on whatever keyword would be over in this column, $863, 0 sales. That went way too long. I like to cut them off right out of when a keyword surpasses the profit margin on a keyword. I like to cut that keyword. So this one, 863, long gone. Okay, 460, same scenario. $460 spent, 0 sales. $94 spent here, 0 sales. So $4,995 was spent poorly here. It was spent to lose money. $4,995. You can't take that back, but you can certainly change what you do going forward. So for those keywords, we turn them into negative keywords, okay? So we click keywords, or actually, that's on the keywords here. So here's another example, guys. Here's another example. Some other keywords. This is in a separate section. $96 spent, okay? 0 conversions. $89 spent, 0 conversions. $88 spent, 0 conversions. $88 spent, 0 conversions. Okay. This last one, by the way, guys, this was all products, unfortunately, not keywords. These are actually products. So he had a lot of. This is all each of these items related to different products, but same sort of principle. Exactly the same sort of principle. You got to stop spending the money when you are losing money on these types of things. So this is keywords, $566 poorly spent on keywords. Now on devices, this is something that people miss out on as well. You've got a sales history. Let's look at the disparity on devices. Let me just minimize this and get it out of the way. But you can see here, guys, this is in my way. There we go. You can see here, guys, that on a mobile phone traffic generated all these sales, but look at this. It costs $175 to make a sale on a cell phone, on a mobile phone. That's too much. The nice thing is Google allows you to optimize by just adjusting the bid. So you can say, hey, Google, you know what? You're spending 30% too much on mobile phones. So you can adjust this to see minus 30%. On the computers, $114, that's decent. On the tablets, $108, also decent. So when I look at this $134 cost per sale and realize I'm losing money and wonder why, well, I just saw a bunch of keywords I was wasting money on, and I also just saw a bunch of the fact that I'm spending too much money on mobile phones. I can fix the keyword by adding those poor performers to negatives, and I can reduce the amount of money I'm paying on mobile phones by adjusting this bid and reducing it. I just click on this, set it to minus 20, minus 30 in this case, and I'm in good shape. But as of now, I've overspent by $1,400 because that's 30% of this amount. That should have been reduced sooner. Next thing you could do is optimize by locations, okay? So you can click on locations, and then you're going to click on geographic report. And again, just refer to this point in the training for optimization, guys. Make a note of the time, because when you're in your accounts, all of this is going to be a lot easier to follow along with and see. But on your left menu, you got the option of locations. Then it's going to, when you click on that, you're going to get to a page where you have a heading of geographic report. And when you click on that, you get to click on, again, geographic report. So at this point, though, you're going to click on the country. And then you're going to click on the options going to come up is state when you click on geographic report here, okay? Click on country, and it's going to show you an option to break things down by state. So I'm going to click on state. I want to see how my ads are performing between each state. I've got a fair bit of data here, but $11,000 spent, 82 conversions. Where am I spending money well, and where am I wasting money? Is it even through all 50 states, or are there some that are doing better than others? What I quickly discovered is that there are several states like Georgia where the cost per conversion was $358. Way too high.
Chris, can I just recommend you perhaps just take yourself a video for a few seconds and make the screen a little bit bigger because people are having a hard time reading the screen, if that's okay.
Oh, sure, Barry. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Sorry about that. But yeah, so when we look at this, guys, we look at 5 states like this one, Georgia, $358 to make a sale. Yeah, I made two sales there, but that's way too much money. Look at that top one, Pennsylvania, $72. I wish I could spend more money in Pennsylvania. Well, I can if I tell Google, stop spending money in Georgia, Google, or I could come over here and reduce this bid. You'd have to reduce this by like 80% to make it reasonable, okay? As you go down this list, you kind of go, okay, that's profitable. This one, California, is not profitable, $176. There's only a $125 margin here. You're losing $50 on a sale. So we've got to reduce the bid here too. Same thing on the next one, Michigan. Same thing. I can either disable it or reduce it. Look at this one, $249 in Illinois per sale, right? I got to reduce that or eliminate it altogether. And even way down here on Ohio, reduce that one or eliminate it altogether. So you can look at this and think, if I hadn't spent money in these states, would I have been profitable? Well, the answer is, of course, yes. So you would have been. But you can't go backwards. You can go forward. That's why when I say that if you got yourself an account going and you're making it like a 5% profit margin, chances are with proper optimization, we could significantly increase that. I mean, obviously, it's a lot easier to do when I'm with you guys live. But I mean, following this training, you're going to be able to come back and you're going to be able to increase that profit per sale. Now, if you're in a situation where you're making a profit, you can increase it more. If you're in a position, where you're making sales but losing money, well, you don't have to kill the campaign yet. There's a good chance that if you're losing money in a campaign but making sales, you can go through the data and optimize things and stop spending the money that was spent poorly and just spent the money that was spent well. So just what I say here, stop spending money on losers and start spending more money on winners. The money from that example that was spent poorly, when we audited that account on $11,000 that generated 82 sales, there was $5,000 almost, $4,995 spent on products that proved in the beginning that they weren't going to make money. You should have disabled those right away. Going forward, we disabled them. Keywords.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, because there's one or two people going, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose so much money. No, what Chris is teaching you right now is the reason why 99% of people who don't know what the heck they're doing with Google Shopping are wasting a ton of money and run away from Google Shopping. You just need to follow Chris's approach, which is so prudent, very, very simple, and it's going to make sure you don't do this. Guys, we're not showing you that you're going to have to go through this and lose all this money and then you're going to fix it. He's telling you, you're not going to do any of this. These are silly mistakes that almost everyone else is making because they haven't got a clue how Google Shopping is working. So I can see Lucy is going, oh, this is someone who knows what they're doing. This is a nightmare. Yeah, no, this is someone who doesn't know what the heck they're doing, Lucy, and you are not going to do silly things like this. So Chris, you could just reiterate exactly, what you mean, these silly mistakes people are making, and if you could just share with everyone, what is it that they're going to be doing that's going to be different, why they will not be wasting a red cent on this?
Yeah, and like $863 advertising a product that's made 0 sales, if you only have a margin of $100, again, I'm not making fun of the guy. He did it because he didn't know how to optimize. He didn't understand he could do that. You're not going to do this, guys. This is, like I say, just an extreme example. These products are set up to make profits from day one. Showing the importance of optimization using my old hoverboard accounts, it was profitable from the beginning. So even the stuff I was optimizing was just taking profit from profit to more profit. What I'm showing you guys here is wait till we get to these next stages where I show you this result, and look what we were able to do. This is what we were able to do. This guy spent literally 20 minutes with me. I sat down, I went through those steps that I just showed you guys, and in the next month, he had 20 conversions. Okay, so let me just underline that, okay? He sat down with me for 20 minutes. I made the changes that I just showed you guys, and in the next month, this is what he did. He had 20 conversions at a cost of $57 per conversion, right? Remember, he was $134. We reduced that by almost $80 per conversion. So before, he was losing $14 a sale. Now that we just made those simple changes, and this is only on one campaign, he had multiple campaigns, he's making $63 in a sale. This one campaign made $1,200 in a month, and he has like 15 of them. I mean, some of them did better, some of them did worse, but this is a store that does over 10K a month. So $63 profit per sale on the exact same product, advertising on the exact same platform through it. And again, you might think, well, did I miss anything? No, you didn't. As that data comes in, as you see this data comes in, you just start to make these decisions. You don't get to $358. You know that your margin's $130. So when you start to lose money on one of these, you reduce it. So you don't operate on a loss. All we're going to do, and don't forget, guys, I also have to add in, this was a dropship product that took 10 days to ship, and it wasn't priced that competitively. So you're going to do better. But anyways, $57 cost per conversion on 20 conversions on a campaign that until then was losing money. So guys, we went through it relatively quickly, but there's no point going over it that many more times because it's as simple as that. You're going to have this in the training, go through the recording. But again, it's just a matter of identifying those 4 big areas. Once you have data come in, you're going to start making decisions based on the results in these 4 big areas of optimization. Products, if you're selling products that are costing you money and not making you money, disable them. Keywords, if you're bidding on keywords that are not making you money, they're costing you money, disable them. Locations, if you're advertising in states that are not making you money, disable them, and same thing on devices. So it's a matter of simply analyzing the data as you go through, but our intention is to launch these products and be profitable right from the beginning. So, I mean, this whole thing of this guy's so-called disastrous scenario, I think this guy had more money than he knew what to do with, but is not something that's meant to intimidate you guys or make you worry. Please don't. Please don't. I just want to point out the value of optimization and how you could turn around a perceived loser and make it an absolute winner. Okay? Now, guys, audio is on now. Oh, was I? Okay, loud and clear. Okay, sorry. Now, guys, that's pretty much what I really wanted to cover today. Now, I know Barry is still here. He's been looking at some questions. I'm not sure if there's any questions Barry wants to jump in and answer while we look at this. I have to leave pretty much at just after 3 o'clock, Barry, so I got about another 15 minutes, and then I got to go, and I know for you, this is the time of night you got to get going as well. But we can run probably another 5 minutes over our 3 o'clock time frame if people have questions, or Barry, if you're here and you want to add anything.
Let's go. One question is homework. What is your expectation for Tuesday? What is it you want people to have ready by Tuesday so they don't miss this train as it leaves the station? Because the opportunity, the beginner's advantage is there for the taking. It's a huge opportunity, but obviously they need to have a step-by-step what they need to do. So what's your expectations for Tuesday, and what's the next steps?
I want everybody to have their store built by Tuesday. And I know that for some people that's a big amount of work. So if you have to have it contracted out, today is Wednesday, contact and see if you can get that done, or have a realistic deadline for when your store will be built for you. So by Tuesday, store issue. If you don't have a store, that's resolved. You're going to be able to tell me, yes, it's here and it's built, or you're going to be able to tell me it's going to be delivered, it's being built, and it's going to be ready, by whatever date. From there, I want you guys to go through the Pat store and pick out products. I mean, if you have your store, ideally add them. But really, I want that store ready on Tuesday. Next steps after that, like I say, identify some Pat products. If you have the time to add them to your store, so much the better. If you could build your Google account, so much the better. Those are the next steps. Next steps are going to be build the store, add the products, set up with Google, launch campaigns. If you can get the store built by Tuesday, we're going to operate on the premise that you have a store on Tuesday. Does that work?
Absolutely. And guys, if you need any help, again, I gave you a link before to the Done For. If you want us to build you a store, you need help in any shape or form, or we are providing a new service, guys, where we have a fellow member that has generated thousands of sales, that I've agreed, she's agreed, that you actually help members who want to build out a store in lifetime. They need help setting up the store, and instead of having a done for you store, a done with you store where you have a coach that's sitting there as you build out the store, or she will actually build out the store with you.
Or disabling it. If I can make a sale within $80, I want to make a sale within the next 40, so the next profit margin. So because what that's doing is, because I'm making sales, it's showing me signs of life. I can just find out where the money was wasted and stop spending it there, keep spending the money where it's being spent well, and build a winning campaign. But if I've spent $80, like double my profit margin, and don't have a single sale, I disable the campaign right then.
Okay, guys, as we are entering to the weekend, we're going to get, it takes like a jolly long time to process this file from today. We'll be getting into the members area as soon as we can, hopefully tomorrow, maximum by Sunday. If you haven't got login details, Joseph, reach out to reallysuccessfulsupport.com, let them know, and they will send them to you immediately. Okay, Orica, you've joined us at the event. Great. And going into the store building, those of you that joined us for Amber's training, it was sensational. We went through all of that stuff. If you have any issues about the basis or the basics of e-commerce in terms of the Shopify store, just an understanding of choosing niches and setting up your store the right way, that was a phenomenal training that we did with Amber. Basically, and those of you who are part of eTraction, love to get your feedback on that. It wasn't amazing. It was meant to be a 2-day training. Amber's already not only just did 3 days of training, but is in part of a 6-week ongoing training. We did one yesterday. The feedback was absolutely amazing. And that basically we provided, that was a $1. You got a whole day for $1. And then it's just 2 times 97 for the 2 days, which we turned into 3 days, and you got a 6-week course. So anyone's got any issues whatsoever about the basics of e-commerce, and you want to be able very quickly, after those 2 days, you basically go from 0 to being a real expert and understanding absolutely everything about the basis of e-commerce, coupled with what you're learning here with Chris. You are literally got your undergraduate, your postgraduate, your doctorate all in one place. So anyone that is interested that didn't join eTraction, just write in the chat box ET. If there are some people, I'll find a link for you guys. Again, it's just $1. You get a whole day. If you think it's amazing, which you will, because you get like $4,000 or $5,000 worth of value there, then you can carry on, and it's just 2 payments of $97. That's it. So if you're interested, let me know. How do you get to the Pat store? There's a members area, guys. If you didn't receive the members area, it is reallysuccessfulsupport.com. I sent a ticket on Monday. I didn't get a response yet. That's unusual, Jeff. Please send an email to me. I'm going to send you my private email. and I'll take care of that. You are a VIP member, and I'm going to take care of you personally. If there's any issue, I was very surprised about that. Okay, Chris, do you see any other questions coming in? As I see there's other people asking about the ET, and I need to get a link for that. Any questions? Can you just roll through the questions for a second?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we see. I mean, Fortune, my friend Fortune asked about the margin. What I mean by margin is basically the markup. So if I'm selling a product where my selling price is going to be $1,000, but the product costs me $800, then the margin is the difference, which is $200. Okay, so that's what I mean. So that's when I say margin is just the difference between the cost price. The cost price and the price you sell it for. Okay. Another question, somebody came in and said that they found one of the products in our Pat store. They found it's actually advertised lower somewhere else. Now, if you scan our website and you go through daily try and you go, look, I mean, people will, and you've got to wonder why, people will sell things at lower than wholesale. I'll quickly explain the scenario, and I don't want you to stress about it because it's rare, but you just don't sell it while those stores are selling at a loss. But if you've got a 5-year-old store, you know that you're going to get, let's say, 100 customers, and you've been marketing those customers for the next 5 years, and certain percentage of those customers are going to come back. Once you know what that percentage is, let's say it's 30%, you'll eventually know what the average amount they spend is. So let's say that the average amount they spend is $100. That becomes $3,000. You have a lifetime value of a customer of $30. So there's people who will take a loss because they know they'll make money on the customer later. They take a little bit of a loss to acquire a customer. So if you do happen to spot prices that are lower than MAP, report it. If you happen to spot prices that are lower than wholesale, don't worry about it. They're just more mature in their business cycle. There's a lot of other products that are certainly not in that position. We went through dozens of them today. So,
okay, just to let everyone know, the eTraction link, get eTraction's in the chat box right now. And so we'll make it clear so there's no misunderstanding. It's a $1. Basically, you're going to get a whole day of the 2-day event. And basically, if you think it's worth thousands, which you will, I think we had literally 1 or 2 people that left after the first day. It's because of illnesses, all kinds of weird reasons. There's a couple of people. You're going to absolutely love that first day. And basically, you get on top of that day 2, there's a day 3, and 6 weeks of ongoing. Basically, Amber's building a 6-figure store in live time in front of your eyes. Over 6 weeks, the first session was yesterday. We have another one next week and continuously for the next 6 weeks. It's $1 now, then 2 payments of $97. That's it. In exchange for thousands and thousands of dollars of value. Again, it's Get eTraction. The link is in the chat box. Anyone that's lacking a basics of e-commerce, this is where you need to start. It is the overview and undergraduate of everything. In 2 days, it's about 10 hours of training. It's literally everything you need, all in one place. And again, together what Chris is teaching, you've got your undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctorate all in one place. You are ready to go. It's done. So please, if you are lacking something, you don't understand some things Chris may have said, you don't have your store set up the right way, and you don't know the basics of traffic, you don't understand niche selection and getting your store looking absolutely fantastic, and optimization, any of those terms seem foreign to you, you basically solve them for $1 today. This is the link. It's getetraction.com. It's in the chat box. Okay, thank you very much. By the way, Alan Goldberg, you joined and you're safe. You're ready for Las Vegas. Great to have you on board as well.
Yeah, there's a couple other questions here. You know, Michael's mentioning some of the information that could be added to the store. I mean, there is stuff that could be added, Michael, but like, I mean, you're saying, you know, such as processing times. I told you there's no processing time. It's before 3 p.m. this day, or if it's after 3 p.m. it's off. It's the next day. Shipping times 1 to 3 days. Tracking codes are given to you once the product is delivered. Returns, acceptable payment. I mean, returns. We explain that in the training. Acceptable payment methods. That's, you know, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, normal credit cards, payments, processes and procedures. We've covered all that in the training. Now, I am not saying that your question is not valid because it is. It will add it all. I'm going to add all that information. It's going to be kind of in the FAQ section, or we can add it in some other sections, like, I mean, maybe not the some of it, but like the stuff that we just want to explain out. I mean, contacting suppliers directly, there's not that. I mean, our store is the portal store. That's where that's the place where you contact us for any issues. But really, guys, what I want to underline is I don't mind questions, but if I were you guys, like if I was on the other side of this, or let's say if I just decided, you know what, Barry, I'm done. I'm not going to come back, talk to you. Don't talk to me Monday. I'm not going to talk to you Tuesday. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to Vegas. I'm launching a store. I would have that store online tomorrow morning. Like, I would finish this call. I'd build that store. I mean, I built stores in less than a day. I could do it in 6 hours. I'd build that store. I'd link it to my account. I'd add and the moment that Google approved my products, I would launch campaigns. They'd be launched by the end of this weekend with the Pat store as is, because I know when I sell an item, I know when I click the add to cart button, I'm a customer. Like, that's what I do. When I actually sell a product, when my store sells a product and I got to fulfill it, I come to the Pat store, I find the product, I click add to cart, and I put in my customer's information and pay. And that's done. And I'm not going to let anything stop me. And at some point during the checkout process, I go, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this, because maybe I don't know what payment method to use. You know, at that point, I'll contact customer support and say, hey, I got a customer here. I got an issue, but I'm going to deal with that if and when it happens. But I'm not going to overcomplicate this thing. I'm not going to sit there and hold back. I'm not saying goodbye to Barry, by the way, and I'm not saying I'm going to, you know, not come to Las Vegas. I'm obviously doing that, but I'd have a store up and running tomorrow. If I had this as my opportunity and you've been struggling with AliExpress, every day that you wait beyond today, you're losing money. Okay. That yes, all sorts of stuff is coming. Yes, all sorts of APIs and automatic things and more products and FAQs and all sorts of cool things are going to come. And if you're more comfortable waiting, I really urge you not to. I really urge you just to take action and get at it and be a little uncomfortable. And you'll see once it actually starts to roll, you'll go, oh, I get it. It's actually pretty easy. This isn't that complicated. That's why Chris was pushing us just to launch, because when you launch, it's going to roll, and it's a very, very straightforward, simple process to fulfill these orders, okay? And again, with returns, you're talking about 1%, and we'll handle those as they come up. I did explain at the training. We could put some scenarios in a FAQ section just to help something to refer to, or obviously, we're always there in our support desks, just ready to help as well.
Just a couple of things. I know, Chris, you're running in just a couple of minutes. Number one, we will be adding into the members area the PDF that Chris created for setting up your Google Shopping account. That will be added to a members area. Anyone that's got problems getting into their members area, please reach out to reallysuccessfulsupport.com. They will take care of you to get you your access credentials. It will send to you. Maybe it went to your spam. It may just, I don't know where it is. If you're having a problem, I saw 2 or 3 people that had problems. Please do that ASAP. Okay. What time on Tuesday? Same time. You've got a Google, GoToWebinar will be sending you a 24-hour notice about the training. Same time on Tuesday, Gary. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with questions. Anything else? Alan, you joined us, as I mentioned. I think you joined more than once by accident, Alan, so I need to take care of you in that regard. I think Alan may be joining us in Vegas 3 times, but I think, Alan, you probably just want to come once.
Better safe than sorry.
Yes, you definitely want to be there, Alan, but we'll take care of you. I kept on. Okay, don't worry. We'll take care of you, Alan. Don't worry about it. I'm speaking to you personally in chat.
Work, and I'm seeing people saying, you know, okay, I don't have access to Pat or whatever. There's obstacle number 1. What are we going to do about it? Well, I hope, and I think you already have, contacted support, talk to them, or check your spam folders, check all of your email folders, make sure it's not sitting anywhere, and then contact support with your name, email address that you used when you registered, and they'll help you out. If they don't get back to you today, it'll be tomorrow. And again, these little obstacles, sometimes they delay us by an hour, sometimes they delay us by a day, sometimes it's by 2 days, but they don't stop us. They just delay us. So we're going to push through that, and everybody's going to be back on Tuesday, guys. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a Q&A session on Tuesday. Obviously, if you have questions, don't sit on them over the weekend. Send them to support. If they come my way, I'm going to